All right, Shalom. I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect. I'm back with another quick lesson through the Holy Spirit, the Rakakwadash. Jumping right into this article here. This is from the Epoch Times. The headline it reads, it says, Trump threatens Chicago with deportations. Department of War ahead of potential federal intervention. It says the president shared a meme caption, Chicago about to find out why it's called the Department of War. Okay, so they're telling Jake, all right, it's not just Chicago, but Jake everywhere in America is about to find out why it's called the Department of War. All right, and you see, this is the spirit warning you Israelites that, you know, pretty much these Edomites have declared war against you, as we've been warning you about. Okay, because remember, the Lord is fed up. All right, this is Psalm 7:9. It says, oh, let the wickedness of the wicked come to an end. Right? But establish the just, for the righteous power trieth the hearts and reins. My defense is of the Most High, which saveth the upright in heart. Verse 11, a point. Psalm 7:11, it says, Yahweh Shem Shai judgeth the righteous, and Yahweh Shem Shai is angry with the wicked every day. All right, and that includes, all right, you 2/3 niggas out there that continuously rebel, all right, against the ways of Yahweh Shem Shai. Okay, a lot of you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, and Hispanics are about to find out in the worst way possible. Okay.
Slam him out, I love that back door. I play crazy, act slow. X him out, tic-tac-toe. What you think this map for? I've been home since December. That's like, what, 8-9 months? Every time I step out, I've been hot. Whenever I catch they ass dead.
How y'all feel about pop shots?
Let's shoot from the corner. If you can't come up that block and do what you gonna do, then your ass throwing rocks out in your hand. I ain't gonna lie.
You gonna walk right up and face niggas.
That call one hat. I just call one hat. You talking Drake's, man.
We done full clips. We ain't sparing no nigga. We ain't sparing no shells, no rounds on my mama. We gonna get it all to you.
Everybody, your mama, your auntie, your granny, anybody, don't matter.
This shit real, don't play. On my son, y'all let don't die come through this shit. Walk down the line, says Mr. Dad. Hold up for nigga, don't live for we playing this music like we out glad.
Anybody that's against us, nigga, we on your ass.
Shit, we don't care about no niggas, man. Don't you niggas spin this bitch, they gonna get that issue.
Anybody could get it, they ass get caught.
We ain't finna walk you through this bitch, boy. Your ass get your shit splat, boy. It is not safe to walk through this bitch, boy. For real.
It ain't safe, man.
It is not safe.
If it was safe, you think we'll be walking around with these?
Showtime, we gonna pop out with the money on. Baby trying to get it home. Somebody ain't making home.
Pipe check, everybody gets the pipe check. Southside.
Southside, hell yeah, the dangerous Southside, like Inglewood, where that JoJo and BDK movement shit started. That's where we at, in the middle of that shit.
That bad BDK, man.
So we in Inglewood right now.
Yeah, we in Inglewood right now. Hold on, West Inglewood. We run Inglewood, no? I'm on tour.
Get this on camera, y'all. Y'all, where y'all going? Get this on camera. Y'all shooting a video or what?
We was.
Yeah, cool.
This time, I'm in Inglewood, one of the most deadliest neighborhoods in the city of Chicago. I've been going block to block, trench to trench, face to face with reality that they live every day, trying to see what it's really like out here surviving in one of the most dangerous places in all of America.
Fire truck can't even get through this bitch.
They can't even get through this bitch. Show the fire truck. They can't even get through this bitch.
They know what's going on.
They got a bag up.
Inglewood has fewer than 25,000 people. The murder rate is higher than Chicago's average, but more murders in a year than some whole countries.
3 people shot right in front of a firehouse in Chicago's Englewood neighborhood tonight near 59th and Ashland. One of the victims ran into the firehouse for help. We're told at some point someone fired at officers.
4 people were found shot in an alley. One of them is dead this morning. The shooting happened last night just after 9 p.m. near 61st and South Justine in the West Englewood neighborhood.
The death of a man in Englewood. First responders found the victim in a vacant lot.
Yo, 59th Justine, man. Block before Ashland, man. You can't mess with this game.
What they call around here?
This Dumb Street Gutter game, man. Y'all know what the going on, man. Hey, look, this is where this shit started off, man. On the 9 game. Yeah, we got them bitches on us.
Hey, there go that Jeep again.
Yeah, no V's.
Yeah, so, you know, as we just read in this Psalm 7 and 11, Yahweh Shem Yahushua judges the righteous, and Yahweh Shem Yahushua is angry with the wicked every day, all right? And that's including, again, you 2/3 niggas out there, man. All right? These niggas are straight up monsters, all right? So this is why the Lord is about to bring the ultimate wrath, all right? These are those ungodly sons pursuing the Sirach chapter 16. Let's pull that up too. These are those unprofitable sons, right? This is the book of Sirach 16, or Ecclesiastes chapter 16, verse 1. It says, desire not a multitude of unprofitable children, neither delight in ungodly sons. Though they multiply, rejoice not in them, except the fear of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, be with them. You see? So the fear of the Lord, as you see, all right, is not with these with the majority of these niggas, man, these 2/3. All right? Okay? The only solution is death, man. Okay? And the Lord is about to bring the heat, man. Okay? We're gonna sit back and watch how this thing plays out as you know, these Edomites and Trump threaten these major cities, you know, which, you know, the majority of these cities is where Jake is at, man. All right, so we're gonna see what's gonna happen. All right, like he said, Chicago's about to find out why it's called the Department of War. So let's see what happens, man. All right, but back to the point again. These are those unprofitable children. It says, neither delight in ungodly sons. Right? Though they multiply, rejoice in them not, except the fear of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, be with them. Trust not in their life, neither respect their multitude. For one that is just is better than 1,000, and better is it to die without children than to have them that are ungodly. So we understand here on how Yahweh Shem Yahushua feels about, you know, ungodly sons, unprofitable children that don't fear the Lord. Okay, it's better that one fears the Lord than 1,000 that don't. You see? Verse 4, for by one that have understanding shall the city be replenished, but the kindred of the wicked, Salaki, but the kindred of the wicked shall speedily become desolate. Right? The Lord's gonna get rid of these 2/3, man. In haste. Right? Verse 5. Many such things have I seen with my eyes, and my ear have heard greater things than these. And the congregation of the ungodly shall a fire be kindled. And a rebellious nation wrath is set on fire. Hey, the Lord is going to set niggas on fire soon to come. All right? And now we're in that time where the Lord is, again, as he's giving the Assyrian charge. They about to hit these cities hard with Jake, you know, where Jake is at. Okay? We about to see shit turn up. Okay, that great clash is coming. Okay, it says, verse 7. It says he was not pacified toward the old giants, going back to the sons of God, who fell away in the strength of their foolishness. Right, because the sons of God, they fell away from idol worship, man, learning the ways of the heathen nations. Okay, and putting aside the divine way, the oral law. Okay, it says verse 8, neither spared he the place where Lot sojourned, but abhorred them for their pride. All right, and we understand what happened to you know, to Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay, and the other was it the other 3 cities, if I'm not mistaken. All right, the Lord set that on fire. All right, the Lord had to burn that. It says okay, so I want to read this back in the GNT here. Same chapter, Sirach, chapter 16, in the GNT, verse 1, and it reads here, it says, a large family is nothing to be desired if the children are worthless. Godless children are nothing to be proud of, see? Verse 2, no matter how many children you have, don't look on them with pride unless they fear the Lord. Verse 3, don't put much hope in their future or expect them to live a long time. See, this is why niggas are, you know, these niggas get wiped out. Okay? This is why judgment, you know, falls so heavy upon our people, man. Because these are godless children. All right? Godless sons. You see? So the Lord said, what do you say again? Verse 3, don't put much hope in the future or expect them to live a long time. See? That's why niggas always talking about, you know, living to see 20, 25 years old is, you know, you're considered old because niggas die young. You know? One child who does the Lord's will is better than 1,000 who do not. See? It is better to go to your grave with no children at all than to have children who are godless. You see that? This is why the Lord be getting that, Jake. This is why the Lord be bringing these horrific judgments on our people, man. This is why the so-called hood is plagued, all right, with all types of demons and, you know, debauchery, horrific judgments, you know. It says a city's population may grow because of the wisdom of one person. A city's population may grow because of the wisdom of one person, while a whole tribe of lawless people disappears. Man. It says, I have seen such things many times and have heard of even more striking examples. The Lord's flaming anger would break out against a small gathering of sinners or a disobedient nation. See? He did not forget those ancient giants who rebelled against him, confident in their own strength. He detested the arrogance of the people among whom Lot lived, and he did not spare them. It says he showed no mercy on that nation, which he doomed to destruction for his sins. And it's the same thing that's going to happen with these 2/3, man. Okay? Again, this is the war that's being declared on Jake, man. Okay, let's play a little bit more and we'll get into this video with Trump here, right? But this is why the Lord is angry with our people, man. This is why the majority of our people are going to perish.
What they call around here?
This Dump Street Gutter game, man. Y'all know what the going on, man. Hey, look, this is where this shit started off, man, on the 9 game. And we got them bitches on us.
Hey, there go that Jeep again.
Yeah, no V's.
Look at that Jeep. Fire that bitch up. You gonna fire that bitch up? Hey, went to an Ashland? Alright. Alright, watch that bitch. Come back, we tearing that bitch up.
How long y'all been around here, gang?
Now,
all our life, man. I'm in 4th generation, but he was in Big Bro them generation because I was a shawty older than everybody generation. Folks in everybody generation. I'm the youngest ever. He been around since I don't know when. Where that Jeep at?
Right on that Jeep. Yeah, it's shit going on right now.
We gonna tear that bitch up.
On bro, we live on the 9. Yeah.
Now I gonna see some of that.
Shot is at 7-2 and green or 7-3? 7-2 and green. A 16-year-old boy was found shot and killed on the city's south side early Easter Sunday morning.
Man, see, this shit like National Geographic with niggas, bro. All right, Isaiah 1:21. How is the faithful city become a harlot? See, Jerusalem is a people before it's a place, all right? Jerusalem is that faithful city. How has the faithful city become a harlot? It was full of judgment, righteous lodged in it, but now murderers. Okay? This is why the Lord said that in Jeremiah 2:21, that we went from a holy, noble, right seed to a degenerate plant unto him. All right? We went from righteousness to being murderers, man. Okay? The silver is become dross. Thy wine is mixed with water. The wine, all right, or the water, I should say, okay, is the different philosophies that's been used to dilute the truth. You know, these different idols, these things that Jake subscribed to, that he clings onto. All right, Jake has become abased. Verse 23. Thy princes are rebellious. See, and companions of thieves. See? Everyone loveth gifts and follow after rewards. They judge not the fatherless, neither doeth the cause of the widow come unto them, right? So there's no judgment. There's no true judgment going out amongst Jake, okay? Amongst the so-called black and brown community, right? Therefore saith the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai, excuse me, the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai of hosts, The mighty one of Israel, I will ease of my adversaries and avenge me of my enemies, all right? And you 2/3 niggas have become enemies unto the Most High. And I will turn my hand upon thee and purge and purely purge away thy dross and take away all thy tin. All right, so the Lord is going to get rid of the dross, all right, which is you worthless 2/3 niggas, man. All right, so again, the war has been declared. All right, let's play that clip real fast. All right, because these Edomites are licking their chops. They waited for this day, you know.
We're joined now by Democratic Representative Mike Quigley. He serves on the House Appropriations and Intelligence Committees. Congressman, thank you so much for being here with us. You also live there in the Chicago area, in this state of Illinois, and the events we're seeing in Chicago today are really interesting because this event typically draws in very large crowds. And you were among those today. A lot of people were quite fearful not coming out. How would you say the president's immigration threats are impacting people there in that area?
Yeah, you're right. I just finished walking the Mexican Independence Day parade with my friend Chuy Garcia in Chicago's Pilsen neighborhood. And you would have to describe it as a neighborhood on edge. But at the same time, reduced crowds, but very much a resilient, proud community that wants to take a stand here. I mean, this was much more than a parade. It was a sense of unity at a difficult time. How it's affecting people, I think we need Exhibit A, our domestic violence court. Women are afraid to show up to get orders of protection. As a result, they're less safe. Schools are starting to talk about teaching remotely again because the parents and the kids are afraid to show up. This isn't a positive impact on anyone. It really puts a city at a disadvantage.
It is kind of remarkable to think about schools considering going remote again. It's like going back in time to COVID times almost.
Yeah, and obviously it has a very detrimental impact on parents, on the kids, their capacities to learn. The stress on schools, they're trying to teach everyone on an equal basis. It's very difficult to do and accomplish at this point in time. And when I watch this and I see those raids, what the American president is doing is, in an economy that is dramatically short of workers, he's going after the 11 million undocumented who provide a critical addition to that economy. When we have press conferences about comprehensive immigration reform, the hospitality industry, manufacturing, ag, they're all there talking about how vital that community is to our economy and why we must pass comprehensive immigration reform.
Yeah, see, because a lot of Jakes, they work those type of jobs. All right, so as I was speaking about this in a previous lesson, all right, a lot of these, due to these immigration policies, all right, they've lost a lot of people in the workforce. All right, this is why they literally have crops that are rotting away because they don't have anybody to, do the agriculture to pick the crops, basically to till the land. Farmers are going out of business, things like that. So it's definitely going to be a big impact on this American economy. All right, it's going to be a famine, supply chain shortages, a shortage of goods. Okay, that all ties in.
The governor there in Illinois, J.B. Pritzker, says he's going to fight Trump in court if the National Guard is deployed there. He also says, though, at this moment, he's not been notified of any actions by the White House. I'm curious, what do you know as of today, 4:06 here on the East Coast? What is the latest on the status of all of this?
If the president was serious about actually making communities safer, he would communicate. So I haven't heard anything. Our governor is doing the best he can. He hasn't. There's no effort at communication. And as a result, we're seeing what we're seeing. And the bottom line is we spent more money in Los Angeles putting the National Guard there than it cost to hire 2,000 Chicago police officers. And instead, he cut $820 million in anti-violence programs. We're going in the opposite direction. If he was serious about fighting crime, he would work with us.
The president also reposted on Truth Social earlier today. It was this meme that we talked about just a few minutes ago. And when you look at it, it says Chicago about to find out why it's called the Department of War, all caps. How do you read that?
Yeah, look, this is a scary time. For those who haven't paid attention, it's time to watch what this president is doing. It's instructive in history to remember that often tyrants are elected democratically at first, right? Putin, Viktor Orban, just to name two. And then they use the very aspects of democracy to bring it down. Here we're seeing the court system, the National Guard, the Justice Department, and so much more. So this is a president edging more and more toward authoritarianism, being a tyrant. You're talking about sending the troops against the public. The former general of the Illinois National Guard, General Hayes, said this could create a permanent stain on the image of the military in our country, and it's very dangerous. He's absolutely...
Yeah. So, like you said, you know, we're going to watch. We're going to see what's going to happen as all these troops are deployed into these major cities where, you know, majority of Jake dwells, you know. This is Jeremiah 5:20. It says, "Declare this in the house of Jacob and publish it in Judah, saying, Hear now this, O foolish people, and without understanding, which have eyes and see not, and which have ears and hear not. Fear you not me?" All right, the Lord is asking a question. You don't fear him? All these things that are getting ready to happen, you know, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shai, I will not tremble. Will you not tremble at my presence, which have placed the sand for the bound of the sea by a perpetual decree, that it cannot pass it? And though the waves thereof toss themselves, yet can they not prevail, though they roar, yet can they not pass over it. But this people have a revolting and a rebellious heart. They are revolted and gone. See that? So now it's time for the Lord to bring the judgment, man. Okay? Let's go back.
Right is our governor, and this is a time to stand up against this.
Are you comparing the president to Putin?
I'm saying the president is more fond of Putin than he is of democratically elected other presidents. He's never criticized him. He's acting in a manner that Putin would, which isn't often to flaunt the law, but to use it in a way to be destructive of democratic practices. And in that way, he's acting like Putin.
And you mentioned the military. Are you concerned that there would be a negative impact on how people relate to the military because of how they're being used?
Yeah, look, when you're talking about armored vehicles in the city of Chicago, our business leaders came out last week. Our law enforcement came out last week and said this is a bad idea. It's not effective, and it would harm the image of Chicago. It would harm the image of our military and absolutely have no impact on crime. You're not going to keep the military there as a long-term presence. And again, if you were really serious about this, there are ways to combat crime. The trends are in a positive way, but in no way does the city of Chicago think that we've solved these problems. We're willing to work with any administration in lawful means, this isn't one of them, to complete those operations.
And what do you think is the answer here? Because if people are concerned about crime, if there are people out there who are worried about crime in Chicago, what is the solution?
Look, there's programs like the one former Education Secretary Arne Duncan operates, Chicago Cred. They're violence interrupters. They work in neighborhoods to prevent crime before they even happen. And again, the president cut $820 million in grants to programs like that. It's working to solve the problem of gun violence. We had a rough Labor Day here in Chicago, but that was all gun violence. We've done absolutely nothing to end that scourge. And of course, if they want to hire more police, we'll be glad to work with them. There are police grants, cop grants they're called, the federal government has. If the president wants to do that, putting out the National Guard and actually work on a long-term solution to these issues.
All right, Congressman Mike Quigley of Chicago, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it.
There you go. So let's see what happens. All right. 2nd Ezra 7 and 20 says, "For there be many that perish in this life because they despise the law of the Most High that is set before them. For the Most High have given straight commandment to such as came what they should do to live, even as they came, and what they should observe to avoid punishment. Nevertheless, they were not obedient unto him, but spake against him, and imagined vain things." All right, and that's the majority of our people. They don't believe in the Lord. They blaspheme him. All right, they imagine vain things. The Lord basically, like he said in Proverbs, the 1st chapter, he gave them over to their own, thoughts, their own vain imaginations, right, to destruction. Verse 23, "And deceived themselves by their wicked deeds, and said of the Most High that he is not, and knew not his ways." Yeah, the Most High, there is no God, he doesn't exist, right? But his law have they despised, and denied his covenants. His statutes have they not been faithful, and have not performed his works, right? So now, as we see, all right, shit is about to get real for you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans that refuse to repent, to refuse to come back, to the righteous ways of the Most High. So the Lord has judgment prepared. All right, so Jake's gonna find out why they're called the Department of War. This is the war that's been declared. All right, so again, we're just gonna see what's gonna happen, man. Okay, so I pray this quick lesson was edifying, and shalom to the next one. Shalom.